Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. So as you might know, I got myself an Apple Watch back in February 2022. It has now been 8 months, which blows my mind. That it's been 8 whole months since I've had this in my life, and honestly I absolutely love it. So if you just came here to find out, if it's worth it, as the title was asking, this is the Apple Watch SE worth it? The answer is yes. You've got your answer, but please don't leave that, because I have got a couple of good reasons and some good tips hopefully for you if you're considering investing in the Apple Watch SE in particular. So the first reason why I love this is that I genuinely do think it has encouraged me to be more active. Now don't get me wrong, on weeks where I've been incredibly busy, for example like in July when I was very busy shooting lots of weddings, the last thing on my mind was doing exercise and closing my rings. But on the whole, day to day, I do want to get as close to closing my rings as possible. I've set myself goals which are hard for me. Maybe for other people they are not hard at all, but for me, not hard, but more of a challenge. And if I accomplish those and I manage to close my rings, I feel happy about it. Right now it's 8:20. I still have a way to go, as you might be able to tell, but I haven't worked out yet, so it's okay. I will be able to close those rings hopefully later on. But yeah, it really does help me to stay more active, move more, and the days where I've completely closed a ring and sometimes it's gone around, I'm like, yeah, you did that, well done. And I think for us guys nowadays, we've been told oh, you should be walking 10k steps, which honestly and truly I don't even get near 8 to 9k if I'm just at home all day, which is most of my days these days, honestly. Very bad. But I was reading somewhere that actually our ancestors used to walk 15 to 20,000 steps a day, because obviously they didn't have cars, they didn't have so much convenience in their life, and they lived very healthy lives, whereas we are definitely couch potatoes. We are definitely less active, and the more active we can be the better, and this watch definitely helps me to keep an eye on it and to hopefully increase it as the months and years go on. The second thing that I absolutely adore about my Apple Watch, which I couldn't do with my Fitbit before, was syncing it to my calendar. Now I am definitely someone who time blocks. I love doing that. It's the only way I feel like I have control over time. Otherwise, honestly, I just feel like time just flies by. I have no idea where time has gone if I haven't got some sort of routine in place. Luckily, I can actually just sync my calendar to my watch, and in the middle of my screen at all times I've got the time slot and the description of what it is, and I can click on what I'm supposed to be doing, and then even get more details there as well, which is awesome. So yeah, I absolutely love it. That has been a game changer for me, especially on days where I am at home. I do feel I use it all the time. I'm right, okay, I'm doing this right now, I'm gonna have a quick look, okay, right, but this thing I'm supposed to be doing in the next 20 minutes, so let's get it done. And even if I don't follow my schedule to the T, as long as I've got 80% of it done, I feel good about myself, because I've had a good balanced productive day, because my whole time blocking thing is designed to make sure that I am getting in my spiritual things, I'm getting in my physical exercise, I'm getting in content creation, which is more of a hobby than anything else really, and I'm also getting in my studying and my work stuff, my editing. So yeah, getting all those things in every day is hard for me without that sort of thing. So having this on my wrist at all times means that I'm just more in the mindset to just go on to the next thing. The third thing that I have on my home screen straight away is the timer function. I use it all the time. Anytime you need to use a timer, I've probably used it, for cooking. Sometimes I do the Pomodoro technique, which is amazing for productivity. Sometimes I'm right, I'm just gonna put a 5-minute timer on and just whiz around this room and see what I can get done. And that is so much more motivating to me, being timed, than just being all right, I need to tidy up the room. Oh, do you know what I mean? It's just a psychological thing when we're being timed, and we've just, even just saying oh, only 5 minutes, that's nothing. I can literally just sit and scroll on TikTok for about 15 minutes, so 5 minutes, and then you end up getting so much stuff done. So having that just at the click of a button is amazing. And in the same breath, on the right hand side of the rings, I have got my Salah timings, which is incredible. So for this, I use a prayer watch, and I really do recommend it, because in the corner you can literally have the next Salah time coming up. So it's so helpful, especially in the winter when we have very little time in between the prayers. If you're someone like me who's trying to pray on time more often, obviously we're supposed to be doing that all the time, right? But yeah, having it just there, it's just so helpful, because I've added it into my schedule already. It just good to know, right? Okay, cool. The next prayer is going to be in an hour and 10 minutes. So let me just do my wuzu and do my prayer, and then, you know, I can get on to the next task. So having it there, just literally quickly being able to glance at it, amazing, honestly, really, really good. I also have at the top left corner my step counter. I think you can just download a pedometer app. And yeah, again, going back to that whole thing of like, we don't walk enough, it is good to know. Like sometimes I'll look at my watch and I'll be like, wow, we are this late into the evening and you've only done 2,500 steps. That's insane. Go jump onto your trampoline right now and get a good 2,000 to 3,000 steps in. You know, get your cardio, get your heart beating, get those steps up. So that's definitely a helpful thing, and I love that about my Fitbit too, so I was happy that I was able to get the same thing on here as well. Kind of linked to the fitness ring, but Apple Fitness Plus for me has been an absolute game changer, honestly. I love that thing so much. So I got 6 months free when I got my Apple Watch, and what I'm going to do is leave a link below if I can find the same deal for you guys, because I think it's a really, really brilliant amount of time for you to understand, like, am I actually going to use this? Am I going to implement it? Is it worth a subscription price? And now, currently, I am paying £10 a month for Apple Fitness Plus, and honestly, for me, it's worth every penny, because it's just so good. If you want a specific video on why I love it, then leave a comment down below, and I definitely will tell you guys and go into more detail. It makes working out so synced and easy with the Apple Watch. Like, the variety of different apps that you can get for the Apple Watch is incredible, and the customization abilities too. Honestly, after I had like set up my main screen, and I've got about 4 screens I think. So I've got the main screen, then I've got a picture one with some of my favourite photos that I've taken for my photography business. Then I've got like a kind of working out one where I've got the number of steps, the amount of kilometers I've walked that day, and then how many floors I've got up. And then in the top corner of this one, I've got a button that goes straight to the Apple Fitness Plus app, so I can choose what I'm going to do from my watch, and I've just got the time as well there. And what I'm trying to say is I don't have like too many different screens, but I know some people would have like 3 or 4 or 5, or you know, however many you can get different screens, because there are so many different options available, and it's very easy to change as well. So you just have to open the watch app on your phone, and then yeah, you've got like my faces there, and I've got, so just to let you know, I've got the infograph modular, the photos, the modular compact, and Siri. But yeah, there's actually a whole gallery of watch faces that you can have. There's literally something for everyone, which I love. Again, I did love my Fitbit, but you really couldn't customize it much, and I'm pretty sure I had the one that didn't have colour on it either. And I don't think having colour and having all these exciting features is important, but it's just a nice thing to have. Okay, so another thing that I didn't even think about before I got the Apple Watch, and didn't even like realise was a thing, was the ability to control media that I'm watching on my phone through my watch, which is, it's so good, because I tend to like have podcasts playing, or I'm like watching a YouTube video, but I'm like tidying up and whatever, and then sometimes you just want to turn the volume up and you just have to scroll on this, or you want to just pause it because someone's come in the room and it's like, all right, let me just quickly pause at my watch, you know, like you don't have to go to the phone. And I know I've been saying like, oh, it's been helping me get so active, but it's just those little things that actually really help, and you're like, oh my goodness, like this is just a small convenience that I didn't know I would appreciate so much, but now I have it. It's great. I love that for me. Got a little remote control on your wrist. That's pretty cool. I do really like the fact that you've got your messages on here and notifications, and I love that you can actually just quickly have a quick glance at it. If it's important, you can obviously go onto your phone and reply to it, or sometimes you can reply on the screen if you have to, but I mean the space isn't that big. And also, but then also, like, you can also have a quick look, and actually if it's something that you can deal with later on, then that's fine. You don't have to pick up your phone, because I'm sure I'm not alone in this in saying that I constantly, before I got the Apple Watch, would just like be like, oh, got a notification, right, okay, right, let me just check, okay, cool. Oh, actually, while I'm here, let me just go onto this app. And now I'm hopping onto another app. Oh, and now an hour has gone by and I don't even know where the time has gone. Honestly, it's so easy for time to slip out your fingers. I just feel like having your notifications here on your wrist and just being able to scroll down, quickly have a look through, okay, cool, nothing too urgent for me. There's no need for me to hold my phone right now. This is to get on with what I'm doing, stay focused. It's just a game changer. If you're someone who spends a lot of time on your phone, just mindlessly wasting time and then feeling rubbish about it, I do think that it is worth thinking about this, because I know that like most people think of a fitness watch for the purpose of increasing your fitness, but it has so many other benefits to it. And yeah, in the 8 months I've had it, now I've had it, I've used it for 8 months. I cannot imagine my life without one. Like, I love it, honestly. It makes me just so happy, and it just makes me feel like I have more control over time, which is always a good thing in my opinion. And then the last thing, I have saved one of the best things to last, is the Find My Phone feature. It's so good. So you just have to swipe up, and then next to the Wi-Fi button there's a little icon of a phone with like things coming out of it. And guys, I can't tell you how many times I use this. I use it all the time. I like misplace my phone around me all the time. I'm not even kidding. Probably 2 or 3 times a day I'm like clicking on this. And let me just move the phone here so it doesn't deafen you. But for example, if I put it on the shelf and then didn't know that it was there and was like wondering where on earth my phone is, there we go. Makes a nice loud sound, and there is your phone. And I feel like they really should do the same thing for like AirPods, because when I had those I used to lose them all the time and all the other things. But for now, I'm so happy that we have that feature, because it has saved me so much time. Even little things like sometimes when you throw your phone in your bag and then you're like about to head out the door, or you're in the car and you're like, oh, do I have my phone? So many times I'll just be like, oh, let me just check, and then ding ding ding, I can hear it. We are good. We are good to go. Brilliant feature, so good. Woo, I have swooned and given the Apple Watch SE a lot of love. Let's quickly talk about things that I don't love so much. I wouldn't say these are like negatives per se, but the things that preference wise I don't love so much. So the first thing is the bulkiness. It is bulkier than I would prefer, and I know a lot of people don't like the fact that it's so bulky. I'm not gonna lie, before I even anticipated the idea of getting one day, I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna have a little square thing, mini computer screen on my wrist. Like, that's just silly. Honestly, I was one of those people who just thought it was really silly. And sometimes I still do look at myself and I'm like, oh, look at you with your little computer watch thing on your arm. Yeah, I don't love the bulkiness. If they could somehow condense this to like even 3/4 of the size, I think that would be great. But I would say the screen is the perfect size, but I just wish it wasn't as like clunky looking. That's the only thing. And then the battery life. So I was really nervous about this, because obviously I'd come from Fitbits. I had the charge free, so it was much more slimmer and sleek looking than this, to be honest. But obviously it didn't have half the features that this does. However, the battery life, that was incredible. It was 7 days. 7 days. It was so good. I don't think Apple are ever going to get to that level, I'm not going to lie. Maybe one day I'll be eating my words, but yeah, this lasts, I believe they say 18 hours. For the most part, I've not had an issue with it, because I don't tend to sleep with my Apple Watch on. Again, due to its bulkiness, like I don't want to just end up smacking my car in the face by accident and leaving a big Apple Watch mark on, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. Yeah, for the most part, I do take it off before I sleep and just pop it on charge. However, there has been occasions where I've been too tired and I've just forgotten. You know, the battery life, it is what it is. It's not the best, but it works. You know, I do charge it every day. If I don't charge it every day, then by the second day, halfway through, it will just go to like 10%. That's a bit annoying. Not the end of the world, but yeah, that's definitely a negative. And then the last thing I would say is that I am more cautious of getting it wet than I was with the Fitbit. Even though they do have a swim mode, on the swim mode, like you can wear it when you're swimming, but you do have to like press the water mode, and then it seals up, somehow it seals up ports, and then if you press it again, it will like try and get rid of the water again. Technology that blows my mind. But yeah, that's just one thing that, like with the Fitbit, I did not care. I would wear it all the time. Whereas this, I do find I have to take it off every single time I am about to pray, you know, do my wuzu or showering. For all the features that you get, I think I can tolerate the fact that you had to take it off more. And I don't know, maybe like you guys have had an SE and you've had no problems with the waterproofness. Obviously, I've not had any problems. I'm just a bit scared. So overall, do I regret buying the SE over like the Series 6 or whatever we're on? Absolutely not, because the only advantage, as far as I can tell in features, is that you don't get the ECG mode, which alhamdulillah I do not need. I don't need it. I don't need to know that much detailed analysis of my heart beating and that sort of thing. I do not need it. Obviously, if you've got a heart condition, that makes sense, go figure. I'm sure there's some other small minor details that are like slightly better in the series versions, but honestly the SE does everything I need it to do and more. So no, do not regret it at all. Would I buy this again over a Series XYZ? Yes, absolutely. And is it worth the money? In my opinion, yes. I think anything that, you know, you are using on a regular basis that's improving your life, that's making you feel better, is worth it, you know, even if it is really expensive. Like my MacBook is very expensive, but I use it all the time for business and, you know, for also like content creating and that sort of thing. So yeah, totally worth it. Like the cost per use ends up becoming zero over time, because I mean, it's been 8 months and I've worn it almost every single day since then. So yeah, definitely worth it. I hope I will get at least another 2 years out of it, fingers crossed. I'll definitely update you guys. Let me know if you want to know more about Apple Fitness Plus. I'm happy to make a whole video dedicated to that. And I would love to know what your favourite straps are. I did do a strap haul last week, so go check it out if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video, hopefully. Take care, guys. Bye.